This episode of the Penn Sports Network is brought to you by Stralka Beer Outlet. Stralka Beer Outlet has 9 different flavors of alcoholic slushies for only $7 each. Family owned and operated, they sell domestic and craft beer cases, seltzers, 6-packs, and singles. Located at 920 Route 156 Highway, Stralka Beer Outlet is where you'll want to stock up for your weekend, especially for football Sundays. And by Oakland Hall. Are you searching for off-campus housing that is affordable and is just around the corner from IUP? If so, then look no further. Oakland Hall is the place for off-campus housing with prices as low as $2,500 a semester for studio-styled rooms with a 2-semester lease. Located right next to the tennis courts and just a short walk from campus. To schedule your tour today with Oakland Rentals, call 724-717-6168. And by Hemp Haven. Hemp Haven specializes in CBD products such as hemp seed soaps, CBD oil, pain salve, and teas, which can help with anxiety, pain, PTSD, MS, Parkinson's, and more. Hemp Haven's products are locally grown in Indiana County. CBD gets you healthy, not high. Located at the Cabin 30 McLean Road in Indiana, stop by or call 724-599-7497.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the latest edition of Off the Court here on the Penn Sports Network. I will be your host for today, Jeffrey Hart. Joining me today is Stephen Langdon Jr., Jake Slobotnik, and for this episode of Off the Court, we're going to be featuring tennis player Joanna Stralka. How are you doing today, Joanna?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Oh, I can't complain. I mean, just happy to be here. Gonna get to know you a little bit, pick your mind a little bit about the season, off the court, kind of what your aspirations are. Just gonna ask you a few questions each, just kind of do it in little segments here. But to start things off, we're going to get things started with Steve. Steve, what do you got?
Yeah, so Joanna, your performance this year was incredible. I mean, 15-1 in singles alone, and you were only the second person in IUP history to win the conference championship in singles. So, I mean, what has this season meant to you as a whole?
It's been really fun. It's my first year here at IUP, so I really didn't expect this much. But it's been really fun to prove to myself and also to my coach what I'm able to do and what level I'm able to practice and play on. So overall, I'm super thankful and it's been so fun.
Absolutely. I mean, you mentioned you're only a freshman. I mean,
Yeah.
You still have several years down the road, and you're already having this kind of performance. So it's just incredible to see. But you had just finished up the fall season. You're heading into the spring season. Is there anything that you're really focusing on as far as improving, maybe your forehand or backhand, or anything that you're trying to necessarily improve going into that year?
I would say not necessarily any individual shots, but maybe my double play, because in Sweden we don't play a lot of doubles. It's mostly focused on singles, so when I came here that was a big difference, and I'm really not a good doubles player, so that's really something I need to improve for the spring season, so I guess that's it.
Yeah, and you did play, I noticed, a couple of double matches towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
And you did succeed in those as well. It's just about, working with your teammates more.
And also confidence at the net, because doubles is such a different game from singles. It's more of a net game, which I'm super unfamiliar with.
Mm-hmm.
So my volleys and my smash serve is important in doubles. So I guess that's going to be my main points.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, of course, the good season, but is there a certain group of people, or maybe just one individual person, that you accredit your success to as far as this season has gone?
Of course, our head coach now, he's helped us with practice, what to improve, how to, what he coaches on the court during the matches has made a huge difference. But otherwise, all my teammates, super supportive. So thankful for them too. But otherwise, tennis is such an individual sport, so a lot of it is up to me. But without the help from my team, I wouldn't have made it. So.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Jeff?
So we're going to go with me next. I'm just going to kind of focus on, what you're like off the court. A lot of times with athletes, everyone just looks at the on-field or on-court production. They don't really look any further kind of seeing the person behind that. Just kind of to open things up, who are you as a person? Like hobbies, interests, main things you like to do when you're not practicing?
Here, mostly just hang out with friends, often my teammates, because we spend so much time together, so we've gotten really close. I spend a lot of time studying. I don't know if that counts as a hobby, but...
I mean, I definitely feel that. I think I spent half my time doing that too.
But that's mostly like just hang out with my friends, like spend some time just relaxing, because like it's so much like pressure to like on the court, in school, so just catch your breath and be with your friends, just enjoy your time, I guess.
No, that's really important to kind of find downtime, especially when you're dedicating so much time and effort into your sport. That kind of transitions to my next point, like, your teammates, you talk about them and hanging with them. Like, do you guys have any favorite, like, post-match rituals or favorite, like, things you like to do, bonding, events, activities, anything like that?
So we have this thing after each match, if we've, like, performed well, we get to eat good with the team, like, afterwards, like dinner. Sometimes we get dessert if we've been really good. So I guess that's like a thing that comes back a lot. That's everyone's excited for it after the matches. So that's kind of a team bonding thing.
Well, it's kind of nice to see that. I think one common denominator whenever we interview any of our athletes for off the court is just kind of the feeling of family bonding, just kind of a group togetherness, and that's one of the biggest things of being in a team sport, or just even tennis, which isn't even known as much of a team sport. Just the bonds that you build with everybody, it just kind of it goes deeper. But you talk about some of those memories with your teammates. What's kind of like one of your favorite off the court memories you have so far? I know there's probably a lot, but what's one that kind of comes to mind?
Oh, that's so hard. Off the court memories, like I've only been here for 2 months.
I know.
So,
You still have plenty more to make, but just if there's any off the top of your head, we can even come back to it later if you want.
could be like one of them. We were on a team bonding trip at Lake Erie with our coach and the whole team. That was really nice. Just for a weekend, we talked about team values. We spent some time together and just got to know each other. So that was really nice.
No, that's awesome. But kind of transitioning a little bit, IUP is really known for their recruitment of international athletes. Last year on the basketball team, you had multiple players. We had 4 players go overseas and play professionally. They do a lot of recruitment and reaching out. What role did that play in bringing you to IUP and your recruitment to the university?
I think a big role, since I'm from Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
So in Sweden, it's kind of common for tennis players to go to America to play college tennis. So that's always been a thing that I've strived to do. So that IUP was able to recruit me, and that it's such a big deal that they do it here. That's of course had an impact on that you recruited me or other international students. So.
And I mean, the entire team is full of
Yeah.
athletes from around the world. So does that help with bonding as a team and makes it
Yeah.
more comfortable?
It really does. I think we have the best team, honestly. We're only internationals, and I think that contributes to us being so close, because if there's half Americans, half internationals, I think there might be a risk of not getting along as well, or just being drawn to the group of people that you feel you have the most common things with. So since everyone's an international, everyone's we can relate to the same things. We have the cultural differences for everyone. So I think it's a big factor to the team.
Absolutely. But kind of wrapping up with my part, what's one of the big, I know it's only your freshman year, but what's kind of one of the biggest lessons you've learned either from your coaches, your teammates? What's one of the biggest overlying lessons you've had for the season, whether it's a motto or something that you're going to carry into next season and just kind of beyond into your future?
I would say that the team matters more than I thought it would. We've had like meetings and conversations and talks, just the teams and with our coach, and how important the team effort is, and if one makes a mistake it will affect the whole team. So I guess cooperation is key because it really helps and makes things easier during the season. So.
Absolutely. Well, that's it for me. What do you got, Jake?
So I'm going to focus more on future aspirations and where you plan on going in life. I understand that, we've said it multiple times, you're just a freshman, but I just want to get some unique takes on where you plan on going after, your time here at IUP. And my first question is, every child dreams of playing at a professional level in the sport they play. I know I was once, I wanted to play in the MLB, Major League Baseball. But for tennis, it's more, you want to see yourself at Wimbledon someday. I just want to know maybe if, you plan on getting to Wimbledon someday, or if, if this is just more, fun and competitive here at IUP.
Well, that's kind of a big goal. It's never been my goal actually to be a professional in tennis, since it's felt so far away because it's so few people that get to achieve that. So my goal has always been college tennis. So I will be able to combine studies and tennis. So it would be awesome to play at Wimbledon, but it's nothing that I'm striving for.
But if the opportunity were to present itself, would you, clasp onto that, or sort of think about everything and say maybe, it is a good idea, or maybe it's not a good idea,
I don't think it's anything I'm actually or actively trying to achieve. I'm more I really think education is important. So right now I'm a pre-med major, so that's what I'm doing right now. Hopefully get to be a doctor. We'll see.
Well, you mentioned how education is a very important factor, and one of the biggest goals in athletics and just in the world in general is education to the young minds. Since it's not a big goal to be a professional tennis player, have you ever thought about maybe coaching younger athletes, or or crossing what you've done and training younger athletes who maybe want to reach your goal, like college tennis or something like that?
So it has never really been a thing that I've thought a lot about. More like an extra work opportunity to coach kids, because it's a fun community. I know how to play tennis. I get to teach children how to play, which is super cool. To teach someone something, which is awesome. So I could think of it as more of a side work to do for fun.
So more recreational sort of coaching?
Yeah.
Rather than, okay. I can understand that.
Well, one thing, if I may add, I think one thing that's really important that a lot of people don't focus on with collegiate athletes, and you brought it up, is the education aspect. The term itself, student athlete, you got to put your education first, and we don't see that a lot, especially in America with D1 athletes going professional right away. They don't get the education, and it's nice to see that there are athletes who still value that and see that as a priority, and it's really good here at IUP that that's still alive and well.
Yeah.
So, and then my final one, it's sort of a two-part question. You mentioned you're a pre-med major and you want to be a doctor whenever when you graduate here from IUP, but I just want to know, first of all, what made you decide on your major, and where do you exactly want to go in the medical sort of field? Where do you want to be a doctor? What kind of doctor do you want to be?
Yeah, so actually I just switched my major to pre-med. I was a psychology major 2 weeks ago, but I really felt that it wasn't for me. I'm really interested in medicine and the biology part. So I decided to switch. I would really love to do research for medicine, maybe virus, bacteria, something like that, I'm not sure. It would be super cool to be a surgeon, but I'm not sure if I could do that, honestly. But I've always been focused or leaning towards the research field. So maybe research some new medicine, I'm not sure.
Well, that's good, especially with the advances in technology. We definitely need more people going that way to research, different viruses and diseases and such. And, I think personally you'd be a great addition to the medical field. So,
thank you.
yeah, that's all for me.
Well, thank you for your time, Joanna. We really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to meet with us. To our viewers out there, thank you for watching new editions of the Penn Sports Network every single week. You can catch them on thepenn.org or at YouTube. Read the Penn every Tuesday and Friday. As always, guys, thank you very much. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with a new edition of Off the Court. But until next time, we'll see you next issue.